I just have to follow that. Because you don't know who you're going to meet, who you're going to meet, who you're going to meet. Because you don't know who you're going to meet, who you're going have to be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that. Because you don't know who you're going to meet, 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 who you're going to meet.
Fatality.
Nothing!
Call. Really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Shout out to you, Charles. Shout out to you, Todrick. Shout out to you, Akeem. Juan, I see you, fam. Eastside Harold. Salute to you. D. Shift. I see you. Big Job. Taurus. Kenny. Holding it down. Elliot. Not Ezekiel, but I see you. King the Dream, but with the A. What's up? Hit that like button, share this content, subscribe to the nation. Courtney with the K. Salute. Kenny Curry, DJ 100 grand. William Bernay, what's good, fam? Lisa. Andre. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Yeah. Let's rock on out. We got one more minute. Let's go. Roll call. I see you, Caleb. Salute. Yeah. Really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Appreciate you all. Let's go. All right. Another day in the books, right? I got you guys at least into the top of the hour. We're going to talk about, of course, the topic is the Chidobe Awuzie. Chidobe Awuzie. And, of course, you see the other guy, he wears 26 now, Jourdan Lewis. We'll talk about those guys. And, of course, we'll talk about Jaylon, right? Let's give Jaylon one of those, a round of applause. Jaylon Smith. Now, he didn't win it yet. He just been nominated. So, he's one of those guys that's selected to get a chance to win. And he was handpicked by certain people to represent for the Dallas Cowboys team. So that's one of the things that we have to sit back and say, congratulations. He have not won. So it may be a situation and a chance that he will, right? And the guy is doing phenomenal things, like off the field. Like, I kid you not, if you're in the Dallas area, you got your own business going on. He have this minority capital business that help fund you money to help support your business, to help it grow. So he's doing a lot and giving back to the community, right? And he have a wonderful story. Like, his story is second to none, right? Especially playing in the National Football League and also playing for the Dallas Cowboys. And we already heard news and noise and storylines of the primetime game being moved, right? You guys, we talked about that earlier, and we talked about that before previously today. And there's a little news about Desmond Bryant, right? Like it's crazy that he took 2 COVID tests back to back, right? Shout out to you, Todrick. He took those tests back to back and he passed them, basically. Strange, huh? Strange. I'm telling you, when I tell people never mess with a man, what was it? Oh, no, that was Jerry Jones. That was his words. Never mess with an old man with a little bit of money. That's all I'm going to say on that. Shout out to Jerry Wayne Jones and also John Stephen Jones. Shout out to him, right? Never mess with an old man with a little money. Secondary is scary. Reason why I'm putting him up there, I wanted to craft a picture. Let me go back to this picture right here. I wanted to craft a picture with Xavier Woods, but I couldn't fit him in there, I couldn't squeeze him into this frame right here without putting my helmet, because I like to put my helmet in there, the Cowboys helmet. I couldn't put him in there, so I didn't put him in there. But those 3 guys, Xavier Woods, Jourdan Lewis, and Chidobe Awuzie, might not make it. Let me repeat, might not make it for 2021 for this particular team. And we've been issuing out mulligans, right? Let me know in the chat box, would you guys like to see any of those 3 back? Akeem said he tested positive. Dez well, conspiracy theory. Dez, and now we got back and forth. Like, do he got it? Do he don't got it? Let's pull up this show right quick, and we will see with our natural eyes what all transpired. And of course, there's always room for ambiguity, right? There's always room for, like, hey, subjective thoughts, or whether or not the COVID is selective. But let's listen to Pat McCaffrey.
His Twitter account, so we don't know everything like that. Have all players been
McAfee,
tested in warm-ups? Is this a normal thing?
Right?
Because
McAfee.
whenever everybody heard that he got pulled after getting tested in warm-ups, after dapping up everybody, I think everybody's initial reaction was like, oh, it was a positive test. But mine was, oh, they're testing people in warm-ups too. Is this been a normal move? Why did he get tested? And could you see why and how he would be so pissed off about how this whole thing unfolded?
Absolutely understand the emotion for Dez, especially because it's the game against the Cowboys. I mean, this is one of the reasons he came back, was to have that opportunity to play against Dallas. There's some misconceptions here. First off, I would say, and I'm not disputing what Dez tweeted a short time ago, but I would say there's a procedure that they go through. They continue to test every day. I would hesitate to say it's a false positive yet, because there's still a process that's playing out. But here's what actually happened.
Okay, that's some interesting news. That's some breaking news.
There
false
are
positive.
not
I'm gonna let him talk.
game warm-up tests. That's not a thing. With the Ravens, so every team is tested every day. When you get your test results back depends in part, and this is going to sound ridiculous, but it's true, on your proximity to the lab. A lot of teams get back their results either late at night. Some teams get them back at like 3, 4 in the morning the next day. The Ravens are so close to the lab, which is either in New Jersey or Philadelphia, I can't remember, but they're relatively close. So their samples get there and are run in batches, and they oftentimes know sooner than other teams. So where there are other teams where if they had a player test positive, or in Dez's case it was an inconclusive, they may not have known till the next day. Then you would have had a player participate in the game, find out the next morning that you had an issue, and then you would go through this same confirmation procedure.
Y'all smell that? Let me know if y'all smell that BS, man. There's so many gray areas, grayer than the shirt that I got on, right? It's gray. It's so gray, Cowboy Nation. It is. And the thing is, never piss off an old man with a little bit of money. Look, you can tap dance all of that scoring if you have money. Money changed the world. But that's just my conspiracy hat. I'm not saying that the Jerry Jones paid anybody anything. I'm not putting him in that box. But I guarantee you, if he wanted to make it happen, he could make that little part happen, right? Can you imagine? We already getting whooped on the field. Can you imagine Darian Thompson blowing up a big assignment and you see number 88 with that purple and black going down the field, streaking down the field, and he goes in there for a touchdown, and he poke out his chest and he throws up the X? Boy, I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I know a lot of people would look at to this thing and say, well, nah, Law, that's not it. You know, he was the only guy. So happily that COVID only wanted to live on him. He was the host that they wanted the most, right? Can't make this stuff up. And it is what it is. Swayed too tough? What's good with you? Stay home and watch real football team play. Yes, which remind me, do not take the vaccine unless you want one of the sides of your face to melt. This is Juan. Look, there's some cons and there's pros to everything in life. There are. Regardless of how we look at it, there's cons, there's pros to anything that you do in life. And there's always costs and effects to anything. Look, eating too much peanut butter would kill you, right? just too much, eating peanut butter every day. You got to have a balance in life. You got to have a way where you can mix this thing up together, right? Let me know if I'm wrong. I didn't know if Brian understands that team no longer exists. So how can you hail to that particular team? You got to put hail to the Washington. You can't say hail to the Skins. That team don't even exist. Toby, what's good with you? Dez wouldn't have done anything anyway. Yeah, decay and skills. Unless you going up against Rashard Robinson, right? Yeah, I mean, come on, we talking about Rashard Robinson. Now, going back to this picture right here, my dog Chidobe Awuzie got COVID, and he's moved to the reserve list. And let me see if I can pull this up for everybody so they can see, and we'll go over this particular report here. And my thing is, yes, it's a gray area, but the reason why I want to pull this up is because by him going to this particular situation, by him being there, what do that means for his particular career? Meaning that we know that this was a contract year for him, right? We know that this was a year that he had to prove himself. He had to show his grain of salt, whether or not it's worthy to be reselected, right? So he was injured for the majority of this year. He got his interception early. Every year Chidobe Awuzie played in the National Football League, he caught at least one interception. And his tackling been north of 50 tackles a year. He's been one of the, believe it or not, like the second or I can tell you the first corner to tackle on this particular team, as far as tackling. I don't know if you want to put that in high categories because you guys know how I view tackles. That's just a stat, I want turnovers, takeaways. I want tackles for losses more so than the padding of the stats or what have you. So if you believe Chidobe Awuzie will be back next year, just put in, just YES, just put YES, yes or Y in the chat box and let me know, will he be back? And this is the thing. By him going to this list, as you guys can see, Cowboys cornerback Chidobe Awuzie is expected to miss Sunday game versus the Bengals. And here's the thing, and I'm paraphrasing, high risk, close contact, must be quarantined for at least 5 days before eligible to rejoin, and not enough time for Awuzie. In the best case scenario, he will not play this weekend. So if I'm Cincinnati, I'm like, well, at least I have one other cornerback that I don't have to worry about. And trust me, our cornerback's been porous this year. I just hope that Chidobe can get well and get back to football life and everything like that. Let's wish him well. Nevertheless, I believe. Okay, let me see. I got some yeses there. Let me switch it over then, baby. I see some yes. Trade Anthony Brown. I don't know if his contract is his worthiness because Anthony Brown been hurt for the last few years, right? And Anthony Brown been hurt for several years now. Every year he's hurt, and he got re-signed this year for multiple years or what have you. But I think that he's an injury guy, right? T. Higgins going to have a career day. This is from Mo. I feel you on that. Thomas, okay, for the low. But Reed is a 5 year younger. You talking about the other Reed, right? What Reed did he went to? He went to the Texans, right? That Reed. Man, Chidobe at strong safety. We've been talking, shout out to you, Jermaine Underwood, as well. We've been talking about moving Chidobe to safety for a minute now. Let me repeat. We've been talking about moving Chidobe to safety for a minute now, right? And I don't think that the team view him at that spot. Now, remember this. In college in Colorado land, he was playing down inside into the slot. We have yet to see Chidobe play in that spot. He's been an outside corner for a majority of his career for the Dallas Cowboys and for majority of his snaps. You see, yes, his brother. What's his brother name? Let me see. Stephon Leaf. What's his brother name? Reed brother. I don't know if he's going to be on the market, though. Yeah, not the other Reed, but the Reed brother Reed, Free Cheeto is a free, and Wilson at the strong. This is from Jake the Great, 1804. Justin Reed, appreciate you, Evans. Y'all got some good football knowledge, man. Y'all minds are sharp. Justin Reed, I don't think that he's going to be free next year. Is he going to be free? He's been, coming out of college, I thought that he was okay, what have you. I thought that the Cowboys should have looked at him then, for a cup of coffee. Trade Tristan Hill for Dez Bryant. lofty thoughts there, God Imperial Almighty. Trenton Mack, Cheeto is trash. Right now, he's our best corner. Let that sink into your mental. Yeah, let that sink into your mindset. Patriot has nobody, and they're 6-7. The Patriots lost today, did they? Or did they win? I didn't get a chance to see the game. Always, lady, appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in to the nation. I really appreciate you. Let me give you one of these. Always a lady, always holding it down. Let me get another one of them. Yeah, they lost. Okay. Let me see. Oh, they only scored 3 points, huh? Akeem the Dream Smith. What's good, man? He says, Law, can we bring Clinton Dix back? Oh, my goodness. My thing is 24-3. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my. They played the Rams, right? It's a crazy game. Oh, wow. Boy, they've been up and down. The Patriots. They've been up and down. They've been up and down this year. Cam Akers balled out. Wow. I mean, they couldn't stop the run. I think that Bill Belichick got something up his sleeves. All of those players opting out, all of those guys sitting out, all of those guys looking at the situation and saying to themselves, all right, cool. But before we get into more details, I can play this clip of one guy that I think that will work well over there in Patriots land because he just knows how to utilize skills and put people in the right positionings. Let's listen into Jaylon Smith right quick.
Your players, your team.
Hold on. Let me give them credit. My bad. 105.3 The Fan. Check them out. And tune into them every day. They got wonderful content, brilliant stuff, man. Let me post a link right here. I want to give them credit. I don't want to just play their stuff over the air without giving them credit. So you see something in the chat or in your description box, depending on which channel you're watching from, that's the link that I'm about to play. Now here's the thing. The Dallas Cowboys and Jaylon Smith are in cahoots with each other. And I'm talking about the Joneses. I don't think that they will ever move on from them. Nevertheless, let's listen to what they have to say. And this is 105.3 The Fan talking to Jaylon.
Your coaching staff this year, do you feel like you've gotten a fair assessment of those?
I think when it's all said and done, we'll be able to take, the full body of work and get an assessment. I think it's a work in progress. I think, obviously, we're looking at all the moving parts that we have this year. One of the things you look to on the defensive side of the ball is we haven't had the injuries like we have on the offensive side of the ball. So that's even, more problematic when you take a look at our inabilities to have some success against the run. That's certainly frustrating. So, we got to look at the full body of work when this is all said and done. And as I said to start the show, we've just got to go to work each and every week. And we've got to hopefully turn the corner. We thought we were doing that at one point this year. But, at one point after we played Philly and Pittsburgh, and it looked like we were getting a little better. And then, obviously, the last 2 weeks, we've taken a step backwards.
So that was Stephen Jones on Jaylon Smith. So my thing is, here's the situation. Cantusic Tank. I see you, fam. And y'all know in the cores, in the hearts of hearts, I don't believe in just laying down, and and letting somebody just take it from you, you know. I'm fighting for every situation. I'm fighting for every cause. My thing is with Jaylon, he's a wonderful guy off the field. I think that they think glowingly of him. I think that on one end, you hear the Joneses saying, hey, it's not the players, right? And then on the other end, you hear the Joneses say it's not the scheme. And then when you got these hands pointing this way, it end up pointing right back at you, right? Stephen Jones sounds so goofy. This is from Todd. Leave him alone. Leave John Stephen Jones alone, right? Only I can talk about him. I'm just playing with you. Oh, my goodness. But you should have seen, I wish I could find that clip of him laughing after Mike McCarthy said, hey, I didn't really watch all of the tape. You know, I didn't really watch all of the clips from the 2019 season. I was just playing, you know, I was just lying to kick it. What's up with you, Joel? Yeah. So it's crazy. It is. Trevor Lawrence or the Ohio quarterback. This is from God on Imperia Almighty. My thing is, I think that Trevor, it's like, the tag should be touching. Justin Fields, Trevor. Trevor's a little bit taller. I think that Justin is a little bit elusive. He's kind of like a shorter Cam, but I think he got a better arm than Cam Newton. But we will find out. Hopefully they will have the combine or what have you, and it might be somebody that people overlook. But I'm going to tell people again, moving back to this draft situation, draft talk, and going down the situation. I see a lot of people saying Justin Fields now. Cantu, I see you. For every draft, there's always a Sam Darnold. There's always a Josh Rosen, right? A Mariota. So you better be careful of where you make your bed at, you know. And this team, going back to the Jimmy Johnson philosophy, where he said a couple of days ago, like, hey, this team should go and sign Dak Prescott to a futures contract and then jump right back into this thing and draft a quarterback, which it sounds good, but you just can't do it because the way the parameters of football is built, you can't do it in the 2020s, right? You can't do it in this decade. You know, and here's the situation. The chosen Rosen, Magic Johnson. Shout out to you, fam. Elliot says, which one of these has the best O-line? That's a good question. That's a damn good question. Here's the thing. We don't know, right? We just don't know. I mean, you can be the best of the best quarterback in college land. But it does not always translate to the NFL. That's all I'm trying to say. Tim Couch, look at Jake the Great says. But who knows? If Tim Couch went to a different team right out of the gates, who would really know? Think about this. Pat Mahomes. There's an excerpt out there that even Tyreek Hill, he said, man, it was a goofy situation when they went and got Pat Mahomes. And he thought that Pat Mahomes wouldn't be the quarterback that he is. That's Tyreek Hill, you know, the guy that catching all of the passes from Pat. Money, Mahomes. But that coaching staff saw some talent. They took the trust. They didn't tank. Let me know in the chat box, did the Chiefs tank for Pat Mahomes? Let me know. It's your world. Pennington says Jamarcus Russell. Yeah. I literally saw this guy throw a 75-yard pass on his butt. I'm trying to keep it PG-13. But he was sitting in Indian style and said, there's nobody ever probably had a stronger arm than Jamarcus Russell. But his motivation factor wasn't there. What if he went to a different team outside of the Raiders? Let me get back to Pat Mahomes. Didn't you guys know that the coach had to set him down and said, okay, we're going to teach you how to read defense. It's okay, you got the arm, you got the talent, but you can't read. You don't know how to read. You can't get right. You know, you can't read defense, bro. Let me sit you down a little bit. Hey, what do you see now when you see two safeties up top? Not saying that he can't read that part of it, you know, but they disguising. Look, the safety come down inside the box at the last, before the snap happens, right? Look at the leverage of the field. You see, it was small things that he was not able to do, but it took patience and time. And the best thing that ever happened to Pat Mahomes was him sitting behind Alex Smith, a previous first-round draft pick, a person who went through the sands of time, a person, oh yeah, I can't forget about Ryan Leaf, Money Making Mall, a person that went through a lot of bull, you know, and he got a chance to learn. He wasn't thrown out there into the fire as week one. He didn't have to say, hey, I'm seeing ghosts. He had to sit back and learn. Pat Mahomes is a natural now. He ain't going to let nobody turn him around now. Austin says, Law, if Sewell or Justin, I guess, aren't on the top of the boards, what do you think about trading back and getting maybe a Kyle Pitt from Florida or a Kyle Trask for insurance behind Rain, Dakota Prescott? That's a good question there, Austin. My thing is with that, they always say a bird in your hand is better than two in the bush. I don't want the Cowboys to get too cute with this. And Kyle Pitts is nice. He's wonderful. I would say to you all, BPA is the right way. But I'm thinking that Blake Jarwin and Schultz and even Blake Bell is okay right now. But I do know that Kyle Pitts is somebody not to sneeze at. But what the Cowboys are going to have to do is they're going to have to will and deal. If they want that top-tier tight end, they got to get somebody with already proven in the NFL. They might have to reach into their pockets. Maybe the OJ kid, you can snatch him up off the Buccaneers, you know. Maybe, just maybe. Sonny, he says, much love for you. What do you, for what you do? You keep us going in these dark times. Coming from Washington fan, man. Really appreciate you for dropping those coins. I really do, man. I really appreciate you, man. Justin Field would be a better pro than sunshine and rain. My thing is, Sunshine, he is frail. Don't he look like Chris Collinsworth? Don't he look like Chris Collinsworth with blonde hair, you know? Chris Collinsworth was a dog out there running them routes, though, back in the days. Tight end is the least of our worries. This is from Mo. Can Pitts block? He can block. That dude is a beast as a tight end. I ain't gonna hold him. I can't see what he can't do. Go after Zach Ertz. This is from LeRon. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Ocho Cinco was a dog. Yeah. Yeah, he was a dog, yeah. No Cowboys, Trevor slander. No draft time for your mom. Appreciate you, though. Vikings needed to draft Kyle Pitts. Perfect for them. No, man, that Irv Smith Jr. Give him another year. Irv Smith Jr. Don't sleep on the kid. He been banged up this year, but he's solid. He's solid. Big dude from Pitts, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Cowboy Nation, it is what it is. All right, we're at the top of the hour. What I'm going to do in this time frame, we'll open up the phone lines for your mind, and I'll get your thoughts on everything. And then from there, we'll see what we can do. But I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Give me a few seconds while I set this up. Let me hear y'all some of this right here. Yeah. right, let's go. All right, we finna pull up somebody right now. The 443. You're about to be live. 443. Give me a check. Give me a second. Here we go. You're live. 443. Talk to me.
Yeah, man. Well, first off, what's up, Law?
Nothing to it, man. Sun and the moon.
Second of all, I just want to say, can we just kill the quarterback talk? Like, we really don't need a draft for quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not our need. Our need is, truth be told, our need is that corner and offensive line for real. If we want to be real.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, all this, I mean, and be told, it's not really a dominant defensive player out there this year. So it's like, it's really no need to go on defensive tackle first pick.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like if we could sign that, we'll be all right. But like all this drafting a quarterback without pick, that's not a good way to go. Especially when Jerry not picking. Especially when Jerry not signing the quarterback that we already got.
Right, it's just like moving the furniture around on the Titanic. Let me ask you this: when Aaron Donald was drafted, what number was he?
He was like 12, I believe. He was like 4 picks before Zach Martin.
Zach Martin. Mm-hmm. So I think that it could be like one of those situations where it could be an unknown guy. I'm just saying, I'm always leaning on defense. You know how I roll. I think that defense can set the tone. It's nothing like getting punched in the mouth and then you daisy and you Awuzie. Ask Nate Robinson, right? He should have had some more defense. But it's nothing like being hit and you can't stop him, Because when I think about it, I think about like Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl, right? I think about like Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl, Nick Foles, and all of those guys had something in common with defense. And I think that if we can just start focus on defense, our offense straight. Straight.
We good on offense.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if they would have went out and got the right players in free agency, like Snap Harris was sitting right there for us to take. And y'all went out and got Poe instead of Snap. Like, come on. Like, come on. You got Eric Reed. You got all these safeties sitting at home, and we dealing with Darian Thompson.
Thompson, yeah.
Woods is killing me. Like, as much as everybody, like, man, give him a chance. I can't give Woods no more chances, man.
Mm-hmm.
No more. He's done.
Stick a fork in it,
If they could, I would love for them to go corner with they first pick. Maybe, bring Awuzie back, put Surtain in the slot, whatever. But, like, they gotta beef up their defense. Maybe trade probably Gallup or something and try to get more picks so we can put towards this defense because, like, this defense is bad. Mike Nolan needs to go.
Mike Nolan.
Like,
everywhere that brother been, he's been on the bottom half. Not like 15, 20. That joker been on like 25th, 26th, 27 range, right? As far as defense. I said, not everybody lie. Shoot.
Oh, my gosh. And it's like, what type of due diligence did they do as far as defensive coordinator? Like, I would have been fine with them getting a college coach for a defensive coordinator than Mike Nolan. Like, it's just crazy. Like, the dude in Clemson, the defensive coordinator in Clemson, I heard he got a good track record in college. Why not bring him over to the NFL? That's what the NFL team's doing anyway nowadays is running college plays.
Yes, indeed, man.
Like,
443, man. Really appreciate you, man. Good call, man. Good call, bro. Appreciate you. Good call from him, man. 443. Always feel free to call back, man. Great opinion, great thoughts, man. I can't say otherwise. The thing is with Gallup, I see the potential so much in Gallup. Met him, cool guy, calm and collected, not going to be all in the face of the opposition. Well, he got a little jazz to him, but I think that he's not a diva, This is the first time ever that the Cowboys don't have that diva. Not calling Dez Bryant one, and not calling Michael Irvin one, right? And not calling T.O. one, and not calling the other Bryant, Antonio Bryant, when we had him on the team. That's many moons ago. He wore 88. We don't have a diva. Even number 11 was a diva. Remember him? I forgot his name. We put all that trades for him. Let me see. The 561. You're live.
Hey, excuse me. What's up in the law? Can you hear me good?
Yeah, man. You good, man. Chat. Can y'all hear him? Can y'all hear the 561?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they can hear you. Go ahead. Go with
Great,
it.
Man.
Jake the Great.
Yeah,
What's good?
I was not part of Team Tankathon, but it is what it is. But looking at this draft though, and watching the game before it got out of hand, we might not be, in like bad of a shape as I thought. I know we all want offensive line, but ever since you guys had that one gentleman on your show, the offensive line guru, and he said something about
Big Duke, yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, give Terrence Steele a chance. He has all the tools. And once he put it together, and I watched him, like my eyes was locked on him the whole game. And I'm like, damn. All right, maybe we were too harsh on him. He's undrafted. Let him develop. And then I look around the board, we have Brandon Knight. So I'm like, damn. In the perfect world, if Lyle Collins come back, all we really need is one swing tackle, and I think we already got it. We probably need maybe a guard or something. It's kind of like, I feel like it's like the worst year to be a bad football team because I don't think there's that dominant player in college football like there was last year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Jake the Great. And let me pause your timer right quick because here's the thing, though. We knew that it was going to be growing pains. It's part of the situation when you have a Terrence Steele out there. Either you're going to be developing a guy or you're going to put a seasoned guy out there and not develop a guy. But that's what we went through. That's what we saw. And that's the only thing that I was going mad about with the Joneses. Like, if this was supposed to be the year that you have everything in front of you, pick up the phone and call a seasonal guy to play that right tackle role because you already got avoidance on the left side, Tyron Smith. But they didn't do that. They said, okay, we'll throw the young buck out there. And it was going to be some growing situation. He had length. He got quickness. I mean, he just didn't have the strength, what have you. And that's what the Big Duke was saying. Big Duke was saying, like, look, it takes 4 years to train for the Olympics, right? And we want this guy to be an Olympian year one, and he is undrafted, and he's a rookie. And I was like, yeah. But I couldn't get back at him in any of those things because low-key, he was working out the guy, so he couldn't sully him as well. He ain't gonna mess up his bread, right? But he was working out with the guy. Yeah, so I believe what he's saying. He made some valid points.
Mm-hmm. And two things before I leave. I know I'm on the timer. We might be able to trade Gallup because I think Noah Brown, he's not the fastest guy, but he's been quietly developing. Like, I don't know what he runs in the 40, but the brother looks pretty fast and pretty crisp on his route. I don't know, maybe you should do a quick little film session on his, like, 1 or 2 plays because he looked pretty polished out there. And last thing, I don't hate Jerry Jones or Stephen Jones. I just think they turned the Cowboys into too much of a soap opera and not a football team, and I think that's the problem. They need to give up and be rich owners and just sit back and watch the team and let people operate football personnel. And that's all I got.
Man, I really appreciate you, man. Rock solid, Jake the Great, man. Rock solid, fam. Salute. Good call from Jake the Great. I agree with most of his points outside of the Michael Gallup situation compared to Noah Brown, but I feel where he's coming from. We're going to let the 713 jump in and voice his or her opinion. 713, you're live.
Oh man, it's your boy Eastside, man.
Oh, man, what's good, man? Talk to me. Harold. Now, they told me don't call you Eastside. They said call him Harold. And I said, is it Harold Minor? You know what I'm saying? Is it Harold?
Man, that person,
was it the Harold
that person
from the...
who told you that?
Huh?
That person that told you that he ain't taking none of my calls, but that's another story. I'm not even getting into that, man.
You know he ain't dodging that. You know my dog Big Game James is not dodging nobody.
Man, you better be ready. No names, man. I ain't no names.
Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and say his name, so you know good and well he gonna call you tomorrow.
Man, but anyway, brother, I just find the things ironic, man. I'm hearing a few Dallas fans, man. They really missing Jason Garrett right about now.
No.
They shitted on the man on his way out, sully his name. Now, Jason Garrett's looking like a football genius. Looking like a savant or something.
A savant, huh? Would you want him to be your head coach over there in Texas land?
Man, I wouldn't say all that, but. He wasn't as bad as people made him out to be.
Well, he's always been a good coordinator. You know, let me put him right up here. You know, let me put him on the screen right quick. Let me adjust it a little bit. He always been an okay coordinator. You know, that's what he is. That's what he is right now. You know.
I hear you, man. The Texans in rebuilding mode, and now you just got to come out to the fact that Dallas is rebuilding. Have you accepted that fact yet, Law, or you still in denial?
Well, at this point, we just got to see. Like we're still not mathematically out of the playoff, but I will say that we probably not make it to the playoff. So yes, we probably be in a situation where we developing, not all the way rebuilding. Rebuilding would be like, okay, I got to get rid of my quarterback, I got to get rid of my running back, I got to get rid of my this and that. Oh, so you saying that you getting rid of Deshaun Watson?
Oh no. That's the staple. That's the only bright spot in Houston. That's the hidden gem. You know, not too many people got one of those. You know, that elite quarterback. You know anything about that?
How can you fix your mouth to say that this guy is elite? What's y'all record? Is y'all only won one more game than the Dallas Cowboys?
Man, Deshaun Watson out there playing with practice squad players. It's a miracle we got 4 wins.
No.
It's
you know good.
The point that we got 4 wins is a plus. We ain't got no head coach, man. I accept my team. I know what my team is. My issue is I come in here.
Come on,
I gotta
man.
argue with people that tell me they good.
Time is gone. East Side Harold. Appreciate you for calling in, though, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, man. Call back, East Side. Call back if you want, man. This brother, look, let me know. If we were to have Dak Prescott for the remainder of the year, would we only won 4 games, by now? No. But I appreciate you, Harold, for calling in, though. 682-214-4087. It's always a delight hearing people with different thoughts, hearing people with different opinions and views. All right, so... Hey, what actually is going on with Deshaun Watson is he experiencing what we experienced when we didn't have a number 1 wide receiver, basically. They got rid of DeAndre Hopkins, and you see that this guy, Deshaun Watson, is now a shell of himself. That's what he is. He's a shell of himself. And we're not seeing any separation. Yes, he can put up some gaudy numbers, but they don't say it's garbage time. They only say that's only qualified for 1 quarterback in the National Football League, and that is Dakota Prescott. He's the only quarterback. They say, you know what? Those yards were in garbage time. And the thing that I love more than anything else, Cowboy Nation, is that people are eating their words. Say, hey, can I get some ketchup on that? Can I get some hot sauce on that? Can I get some sweet baby rays on there, Because Here's the thing. They said that anybody can do it. Newsflash. We have yet to see anybody do it. We got the 843 finna jump in. Give me a few seconds, 843. We're going to bring you in, and you're live.
Hey, how you doing, Law?
I'm doing well with 2 L's. Talk to me.
First of all, I want to get off my chest. Let's talk about what Harold had to say about Deshaun Watson.
Mm-hmm.
The Texans' record is what it is for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You got to pay some of that on Watson.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he's trying to say Watson is elite and Dak is not elite. Let's not even start with that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Dak has put this team on his back. He should have got paid a long time ago, and Jerry's been messing with our quarterback this whole entire time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the truth. Dak needs to get paid. Now,
You do.
everybody's saying, first of all, I want to get this out. How is it that Dak is good enough to be traded for a first-round pick, but he's not good enough to get paid? Doesn't even make any sense to me.
Man, you spitting some
make
fire. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If he's good enough to get a first-round pick, then he's good enough to be our quarterback. That's plain and simple.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean,
we got to
you're
start
right.
with this because there's no guarantee Trevor Lawrence is going to be good. There's no guarantee Justin Fields is going to be good. It was a blessing getting Dak Prescott. Because let's not forget, Jerry Jones didn't even want him. He wanted Connor Cook, Paxton Lynch. Where are they right now? They're not even in the league. Like, it was a blessing getting this guy in the 4th round when, again, our owner didn't even want him. He wanted to trade back in the 1st round and get Paxton Lynch. If he would have had his way, where would we be at right now?
And don't forget, we drafted Charles Tapper before Dak Prescott as well, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, he's not even in the league now, I heard.
Not even in the league. I mean, let's be honest. When it comes to the Cowboys, they're not the best at drafting quarterbacks. Let's just be honest right now. Since Troy Aikman, who have you really drafted as a good quarterback? Nobody, except for Dak Prescott. And he just fell to us. Like, it's sad that we keep talking about a quarterback every single time, and it's not the issue at the moment. It's the offensive line. And we need to get another offensive line coach because no one notices really how the offensive line hasn't been good since Bill Callahan left.
Yeah. And you know the problem is with this is from the 843 is that the problem is that Mike McCarthy hired a bunch of his buddies. Normally you hire like one, but he hired a whole heap of them, So it's going to be a hard come to Jesus meeting. And I already think that they got the longitude and the latitude to say that this is a mulligan year. So they're going to bring back the entire same staff, in my opinion. I think that's what they're going to do.
Okay, that's going to be the biggest mistake because none of them need to return.
Right. The only hope would be if somebody get promoted, and that would be crazy, somebody getting promoted off of this team. And there was some news out there that Kellen Moore might go to the Jets. That was just a rumor out there. They like him.
I mean, at this moment, it's fine with me because the play calling that I'm seeing, especially against Baltimore, when Zeke was eating, why did you take him out?
Appreciate you from calling in, man. 843. Appreciate you, fam.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good call from 843 all the way, man. Good call from him. Call back if you want to get back in, man. We rolling today. 682-214-4087. I'm not being disrespectful to anyone. It's just when that time hit, you hear that siren, you hear the horn. You got 3 minutes, and you got 3 minutes when you call in. Hey, call back in. You get to get some more of the double dose, man. 443. I think he called back in. Let's see what we got. 443. You live?
Yeah, man. What's up, Law? I'm back again, man. I just want to say,
back at it again.
Man,
What's good?
We should have had this one on while we had the chance. We should have just went on and paid that. But before I say that, I just want to say for all the Cowboy fans that stood up there for the last 3 years talking about, we shouldn't pay Dak the money that he want. He's not that type of quarterback. I need y'all to apologize. I need y'all to apologize in this chat box, man. Because truth be told, y'all partially the reason why we don't got our quarterback right now, because all the bad negative energy that y'all was putting towards this man, yeah? Like, Cowboy fans don't understand. We got a franchise quarterback right here in our hands.
Yeah, bird in your hand.
Hands, man.
Bird in your hand, yep.
We haven't had a quarterback like this since, I'm going to say, Romo and Troy, to be real. And it's like, y'all praise Romo to the third degree, and Romo only gave us 2 playoff wins. In like 8 years.
Yeah.
Like, this man has came in for 4 years straight and gave us nothing but wins. And all he could do is, he ain't deserve that money. He ain't what Deshaun Watson is. And it's just like, man, without that, where would we be at?
According to them, they were saying that, hey, any quarterback can do this, and any quarterback, Andy Dalton was better. So
exactly. That's all I heard all summer. Oh, man, we good. We could trade that, sign Teddy Bridgewater. Why?
I heard somebody put out that Ben DiNucci was better than Dak Prescott. I wrote a whole excerpt. I said, yeah, Lord.
Man,
and they had every compelling reason.
Cooper Rush, like, man, where?
Cooper Rush.
Oh, my gosh, Lord. But, listen, another thing, can we please chill with Kellen Moore? Like, y'all not understanding what Kellen Moore brings to this offense, man. Without his number one quarterback, what he supposed to do without his number one quarterback?
Second-year offensive coordinator. Normally, it's going to take that brother like probably year 4, year 5 before we start seeing the fruits of his labor. Unfortunately, it's growing pain. Just like we see with Terrence Steele, he had to go through the gauntlet of pressure of learning. This guy, and I know we want to win now. And the craziest thing of it all is Jerry Jones. He got all of the coins. There's no salary cap as it relates to coaching.
Like, if it was me, Zeke would still be in Cabo right now. If it was up to me, Zeke would still be in Cabo. I mean, I would at least gave Tony Pollard a chance last year to prove himself, to see what we got before giving Zeke all that money.
Yeah. Appreciate you for calling in, bro.
All right, man. Thanks.
Anytime, man. Anytime. Boy, that law line hotline for your mind, man. Really appreciate the 443 for calling in. 682-214-4087. That's the number. That's the number to get in. That's the number to holler at us. And now we have the infamous. I'm talking about the guy that put out everything. Now, that's what I'm talking about. From the 520, Uncle Dave. What's good?
520 again. That's right. To get the Gallup situation now, don't trade Gallup. Whoever's talking about that is a fool. You got a solid wide receiver core. Wide receiver core is solid. The offensive line needs some work, and then that defense, that secondary. So the one defensive coach, George, what's his name?
Brooks. Edwards.
Edwards. Yes, George Edwards. Yeah, I'd move Nolan out and promote him. Move him up. Now, getting to the quarterback situation. Now, Cowboys fan, Cowboy Nation, you should thank God that we have Dak Prescott as a franchise quarterback. Now, look at the quarterbacks that we've had before him. You got Romo. He did what he could. We got to a couple of playoffs, and then you got to go even further back than that. You got to look at the other bad ideas at quarterback we've had. Quincy Carter, bad idea. He did get us to a playoff, but we lost that one to Carolina. And then you got to look at all the other quarterbacks that they bought in after him, like the Vinny Testaverde, Interceptor-Verde, and that's Parcells with that Interceptor-Verde. And then I think Dave Campo took over the team, and who'd he bring in? Somebody washed up from San Diego, Ryan Leaf. Big waste of time. Big waste of time. Y'all crying about trading a quarterback? Y'all crying about quarterbacks? Are you kidding me? Then you got the Hensons. You got the Drew Henson. He had a good game against the Bears, although they won 7-0 or 9-7, something like that. I just think it was 7-0. It won that game.
Oh, yeah.
And then you had a Chad Hutchinson, a baseball player, playing quarterback. It had bad quarterbacks.
Yeah, it did.
Thank God. Thank your stars that we have Dak Prescott. And if he was playing, if he hadn't got injured, be no doubt we'd be leading the division. Be no doubt. Yeah, a couple snafus. It's a 2 game. How many games he played? 2, 3 games? Was it against the Giants? We broke his leg against the Giants. That was like the second game of the season.
It was week 5, yeah.
Week 5. Yeah, week 5. So we got a downtown. We went through that same thing in 2017, the 2018, and that 3-5. We get to 3-5 till we got Cooper. Y'all need to relax. Dak, pay that man that money. Gallup is not going anywhere. Need a new defensive coordinator. And Kellen Moore gets a pass. He gets a pass from me this year. It's his second year. He ain't got his quarterback. He's got to work with the Danucci's and with the Gail Gilbert. You know, and his dad was Gail Gilbert's dad was a quarterback. You mean yeah. Gilbert, Garrett Gilbert, his dad was a quarterback. Gail Gilbert.
Oh yeah. Appreciate you so much, Uncle Dave.
Y'all need
man.
to relax.
Oh yeah, tell him relax, man. Tell him relax. Yes, indeed. Appreciate you, Uncle Dave. Appreciate you. That's a good call from Uncle Dave, man. Always holding it down for everyone, man. 682-214-4087 is the hotline number. Give me a buzz, give me a call, and we get this thing going. We would be 9-3. This from Montana. You try to call Montana 808. Hit me up, man. Hit me up. This is from the 520. 520. Let's see who we have. 520. Is you're live?
Hey, hello. This is from 520 Arizona.
5 Dub. What's good?
Hello. I would like to talk about Dak Prescott, the contract situation.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen life without Jaylon Smith. We've seen life without Ezekiel Elliott. We've seen life without Cooper. But the ones that is really going to hurt is Dak Prescott. We've seen all that. And we don't have to worry about Gallup or Leighton Van Der Esch because that's not going to be until next season. We could do the 5th-year option on 1. In my opinion, we might have to get rid of, Gallup. Well, we don't have to worry about that right now. And our defense, I'm not liking the situation with our defense. We really have to get that fixed. We really have to just get that thing situated. And, what do you think, Rob?
Well, my thing is defense win championships. And I think that if we can focus and concentrate on the defense, somehow, one way or another, we get some defensive guys via probably the free agency and sprinkle in some with the draft, then we can see some formalities change. I think that what will happen in the first round, regardless of the situation, you still go with BPA. I don't want the Joneses being too cute with the situation and say, okay, we're going to trade back, and then they fool around and get 2 tacos. So I just want them to just be cautious with that first pick and do the BPA philosophy.
Yeah, exactly. Agree. And the thing about Chidobe Awuzie, I like him as a player, I really do. But it's tough on him. He's really inaccurate sometimes. And sometimes we just have to make a decision. Hopefully it'll be the right one. I think we will be signing him, but something that wouldn't hurt our cap.
Most certainly. I think that Cheeto, he probably be the only guy that will get the second chance of coming back. I think that Jordan Lewis, he haven't showed us anything, as well as Xavier Woods. I don't know if he's shown anything, and I love those guys. They're good people, but this is not a game of love. This is a game of football, and they will see who they can replace those guys with, right?
Yeah, exactly. Agree. We just really have to get this offense going. I love Dalton. I thought he was going to be better this year. And he was 8 touchdowns, 7 picks. That's really unacceptable. I think next week will be the only time we'll get our final W of the season. Hopefully we could sign Dak, but early as possible, in my opinion, to sign Dak Prescott. Just get our defense situation handled.
Man, appreciate you so much for calling in. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much. From the 5 dub to 520, really appreciate him or her for calling in. Voice not dropped all the way yet if it's a boy, but appreciate you for calling in. 682-214-4087. Put your name in the chat box, man. 832 is next. 832. You are live. Talk to me.
How you doing, Love Nation?
I'm doing all right. Doing good. Turn your radio down. Turn your radio down. You're live on the Nation.
I've been wanting to talk to you for a minute, man.
Appreciate you, man. Calling. You got 3 minutes to this show for 3 minutes. I'm just sitting here. I'm not the host anymore. It's you.
I know it's like I'm happy the Cowboys losing because nobody gave Dak Prescott the respect he deserved. They all criticize this man. He's not a good quarterback. He's bad. But now people see without Dak Prescott where the team is. And people forgot where the Cowboys was before he came in the league. We had a losing season. He came and replaced Tony Romo. And since then, we never had a losing record. Never. And nobody respect this man. Okay? And I'm really happy. I'm a Cowboy fan, but I'm happy we're losing because they don't respect Dak Prescott and he's not in the league for this year. And now to see where we are, and I don't know why. Can you do the comparison? What did Deshaun Watson did for him to get paid that Dak Prescott never did?
Well, Deshaun Watson, he plays in a lower market. There are not a lot of football craze, I guess, analysts out there or people who will showcase all of the comparisons of Dak Prescott to him. So he get to fly under the radar. Dak Prescott, every single game, he'll be on First Take, ESPN, undisputed. So I think that people are more familiar with Dak Prescott opposed to Deshaun Watson. So when he make mistakes, it's not amplified. I think that Deshaun Watson is a good player, though. I would love to see him. If the Cowboys never had Dak Prescott, I would love to see Deshaun Watson in the silver and blue. But we got Dak Prescott, and I think that Dak Prescott, he is that guy, Dak Prescott.
Yeah, I know, but like, Deshaun Watson hasn't done anything in this league, but he still get paid.
Yeah.
And nobody criticized him, like, for them not winning, like they do Dak Prescott. And they find excuses for other quarterbacks, but they don't give Dak Prescott the same reason why other quarterbacks need players to win. They only criticize Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't get it. They find all the excuses for Carson Wentz. Oh, he do not have a wide receiver. He do not have an O-line. And Dak Prescott went through the same thing. And they still criticize him for not winning.
Let me pause it right quick. Let me pause it right quick. Pause your timer too. The thing is that expectations. When you go over here in Dallas, it's a different type of expectations. You living and you walking in the footsteps of Roger Staubach. You also walking in the footsteps of Troy Aikman, as well as, even if you can say this, as well as Tony Romo. So I think that the Houston, they had Warren Moon or what have you, but that was just about it. And that he never played for the Texans, so there was the Oilers at the time. So my thing is, they don't have that thing floating over the head of their quarterback. And on top of that, they never experienced a Super Bowl in that city, in that area. So there's not that high of expectations. When you put on that silver and blue, regardless if it's Dak Prescott or even if the Jerry Joneses go with the Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields or Zach Wilson, it's going to be a whole new reality because those quarterbacks, whoever they select, if they do that, they will have to then in return live in the shoes of Dak Prescott, you see. They're going to say, hey, Dak Prescott was 13-3. What you guys going to generate your first year? And then they're going to say, hey, at least Tony Romo had this amount of wins, you know. And then it's going to go on and on and on. See, it's always a crazy conundrum with the Dallas Cowboys. But go ahead.
Yeah, so I just feel bad. Like, the rumors is out there he's going to leave the Cowboys. Hope it doesn't happen. And he can be with the Cowboys and we can win a Super Bowl because I love Dak Prescott coming out of Mississippi, even though people never knew him in college, but everywhere he went, he won. He put Mississippi back on the map, you know, so I love Dak Prescott. I
appreciate you so much for calling in, man. Thank you so much, man. Always call back, man. I really appreciate you. Good call, man, from the 832. Good call, man. Just time expired on him. 832, but he's a good guy. He loves Dak Prescott. But, you know, business is business with the Joneses. We can't make them and force them to do things that we see, right? Like we can't sit back and say, okay, they need to do this, they need to do that. It's not happening, Cowboy Nation. It's not. All right, so we got this 702 in the house. 702, you're live.
832, buddy. Yo, what up, Law?
Nothing to it, man. It's your world.
Okay, I'm in Vegas right now.
Vegas.
In chat. Yep. So I want to talk about the Dak Prescott thing and the comparison between him and Deshaun Watson. The reason why people give Deshaun Watson so much praise, literally, Deshaun Watson has never had a team around him. He had one receiver, an okay defense, where his star defensive player was always hurt. He never had a running game, and he never had an offensive line. So that's why people give him so much credit. And then when it comes to Dak, I love Dak. I think Dak is a great quarterback. But at the same time, when you're thinking about business, why would Dak re-sign with the Cowboys if they offering him another franchise tag? Coming off an injury, it wouldn't make business sense for him to do that. In the draft, if that's the case, for the Cowboys, he's unsigned right now. So if you got a top 3 pick, I would draft Penei Sewell. That's who I would draft.
Okay.
But if not, if we, let's say, be 4 or 5, I would look into drafting a quarterback because you don't know your situation with your starting quarterback. We need defense. The stats say we are like 23-4 when Zeke runs for 100 yards. We don't win a lot of games when Dak is the primary focus. It's just fact. I love that.
Right, I feel
great,
you.
But we don't win. We do not win when our running game ain't up to par. I know our defense is bad, and that is true. But when you got a bad defense, you got to keep your defense off the field. Mike McCarthy passed too fucking much. He was passing 57 times a game with Dak Prescott, and we were 1-3. So we need to get back to the run game, invest in the offensive line and defense, I think. I don't know. I just want to win. I don't care who the quarterback is, honestly. So if we bring back Dak, good. If we bring him back, it's going to be hard. That's what people don't understand. It's going to be hard to keep Gallup. It is going to be hard to keep him as far as signing him to a big contract.
But before you go or anything, let me pause your timer right quick. So you got 33. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the situation. I know the 1-3 is always going to be the first thing that people pull up, and I get it, right? Also, the first game, it was a PI, and I know I'm going to sound like an apologist. I know. And I know it's just how it is. You know, it's got to put context out there so that people can understand. Now, we were historically bad for those first, week 5, all the way up to week 5. We historically bad on defense. But I will say this. On this particular team, week 1, there was a pass interference from Michael Gallup away from winning that game, right or wrong?
True. That's true.
Okay, that's true. Okay.
But with that, you know it come with the game, though.
We can put that in the box, and we're gonna say that come with the game. I'm just gonna put some objectivity out there, and I understand where you're coming from. So that was a toss-up game. We can go back and forth with the watermelon kick with the Atlanta Falcons game, right?
Right.
There should be a loss on us, but we won it. So let's just count that as what it is. All right, so the Seattle Seahawks game, Dak Prescott, he went toe-to-toe with Russell Wilson and company. Now, it was a 3rd and long play, 3rd and long, right? Me, Big Game James, Skywalker, we was doing a play-by-play. We stopped them all the way up to that point, and it got down to 4th down. If the defense hold them up, stop Russell Wilson on that 4th and 4 play or whatever it may have been, whatever it is, I can't recall it all the way.
Joe Thomas ran right off the middle. I don't know who he thought he was running to.
Yeah. So would you have a different mindset of judging this team if we won those games, even all the way up to the Giants game? Would you look at Dak Prescott differently if we had just a teeny-weeny bit better defense?
Right.
And the aficionados not having their hand in the mix on that first game, you know.
That's true. And everything is true because we can look at everything both ways. The problem I know everybody, not that Dak deserves some of the criticism, too, because he was turning the ball over, throwing picks in the red zone. He was fumbling, not on his blind side. He was from the front side getting strip sacked. But the problem I got with – I know Dak was having a great season. He was putting up great numbers. He was going to shatter some records. But and I'm not saying his stats were garbage stats, but when the game was tied, we wasn't doing that. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of us coming out going up 21-0, we want to wait to go down 21-0 for our offense to want to get, because I know we got a good offense, but we score at the wrong time. We scoring when our defense is basically tied a bit on the field. You know, like we need to start games fast. We need to run the ball, man. We can't. Mike McCarthy a bad coach, if you ask me. He passed the ball too much. So when you got a bad defense, you run the ball, keep your defense off the field, ball control. I do appreciate the call.
Oh, yeah.
I love what you're doing for the community. Go Cowboys. I appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate you from the 702. Down there in Vegas, you know. Yes, indeed, down there in Vegas. Having a good time over there. Shout out to him, man. And I feel what he's coming from. And at this point, that's how crazy games are won and lost, right? That pass interference that was called on Gallup, we seen last game that CeeDee Lamb got raped out there on the field. And I think it was against the Arizona game that he literally got raped on the field. It was just crazy how, you know, games can be called. And of course, the Arizona game, regardless, I don't think that we would have had a chance in that one. But you guys get what I'm saying, right? And I'm not trying to placate this thing of being a Dak apologist, but everything could be viewed a whole lot different. Oh, and shout out to always a lady. I saw that you made a donation earlier, and I didn't get a chance to shout out your name. We will be doing another drawing for those who made the donations. We will be doing another drawing. J-Mac, Marcias, he sent me his address, so I'm going to mail it out to him shortly. So I got another one that I will be giving away, and it's to everybody who donated to the channel, and for those who are on my Facebook group who's part of the supporter community, they will be their name will be entered into the drawing to win, and that's just my way of giving back to the community, man. I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. I guess we'll make that the last caller. You know, one more round for anybody else who would like to call in to be the last caller to honor and close out the show. 682-214-4087 is the hotline for your mind. I'm actually 50 minutes overtime doing this, man. So I really appreciate you all for calling in and being part of the show, man. It's always a wonderful groove. And shout out to all of the mods, man. You guys are working out here, kicking people out of the clubs, man. I really appreciate that. 682-214-4087. Going once, twice, 3 times a lady. What happened to Debo, man? Somebody said R.I.P. to Debo. Debo Samuels? You know, what happened to him? No, the closeout, you got to be a Cowboys fan. You know, you can't be calling in Harrow. You know, I can't honor you being the last person to call into the nation. I can't do that, right? So we got the 559 for your mind. 559, talk to us. Turn your radio down. Turn your radio down. You're live.
Yo.
Nothing to it. Nothing to it.
Oh, I just had a question. I mean, not question, but you know how you guys are always Dak is a. I don't know. I don't see him like a playmaker as far as I'm a Cowboys fan, but I just don't see him as a playmaker. You know, you're saying he goes toe to toe. He goes toe to toe with all these quarterbacks, but I never see that elite play like out of the top quarterbacks. And I'm not liking the play calling. You're up third and last week it was like third and 18, and they're throwing a screenplay to a wide receiver. What's up with the play calling?
Brother is learning. Yeah, Kellen Moore. I mean, I think his play sheet gets so limited. I think that, you know, in a situation, he's still learning. When he get into the red zone, he kind of like don't know how to do with a compressed field. And it was the same issue last year, even when we had Dak Prescott. Matter of fact, to be honest with you, I'm gonna keep it a beam, as my young Skywalker would say. These young kids say, keep it a beam, whatever that means. Here's the thing: it's been like that since Tony Romo left. To be honest with you, because normally when you get a veteran quarterback, you get into the red zone, you at least want to see the fade ball. And we have yet to see the fade ball on a consistent level when you get into the red zone.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think that's all still Garrett. Garrett's all like, it's written all over the offensive play calling. Everybody sees it. It's like, what's up with the play calling?
Yeah, and everybody loved Daniel Jones, but I think he only have like 8 touchdowns passing and 9 interceptions. Yeah. He's not having like a world beater of a year over there.
Yeah. Another question I had is, what do you think about paying Dak? Say, how much is he going to get paid if they do tag him again? Is it like 40, or you sign him a long-term contract? How does that do with your whole building, like your team? Because you're not a player away. You have holes in a lot. Your defense, the middle of your defense is getting gashed. Your cornerback plays not that good. Your safety plays not that good. Your O-line's not that good. But then you pay Dak all this money. How are you gonna build off? I mean, you got to go through the draft, but doesn't that eat up a lot of your money?
Well, when you think about it and contextualize it, the team was like number 2 or number 3 in total offense when Dak was here. Although the record didn't say, it was 1 and 3, right? So you look at it from that angle, and then you look at it from the other side of the spectrum of saying, okay, I've seen teams win Super Bowls with Brad Johnson, Trent Difford, right? Joe Flacco, Eli. You know, I'm going down the list, and all I can think of, if you can somehow, you got your offensive guys. Amari Cooper is set for many of years, right? CD Lamb, he's going to be here for a long cup of coffee. I mean, matter of fact, he's got multiple cups over here. And don't worry about the time because you're the last caller, so you get privilege over here. So
Alrighty, man.
Yeah, that's one of the watchword, privilege, huh? This is your last caller of the night. But you got all of these things that's going on with this particular team as it relates to the defensive side of the ball. I looked at it. I think a caller a couple of episodes ago, when I was talking to him, I was saying, like, hey, if we had better defense in 2016 when we was in the playoff, we would have won that game. Or if we had better defense when we went against the L.A. Rams in the playoffs, we would have won that game. We couldn't stop the run, right? So I think that defense been just as much of a Achilles heel to us than it has been offense. You still there? Hello? Yellow. Anybody still there? Are we still online?
Oh, we're still on. We're still on.
We're still on. Okay. I thought you ran off, man.
No. My phone closed, but I was just like, I had to reopen it. But,
okay, no worries.
Yeah, that's the thing. The thing else, like I was saying, when we played Seattle that playoff game, we had a good defense. That defense was getting after it, and we that's why we were able to win.
One thing I gotta say now.
Yeah, right.
One thing I gotta say about that game.
Yeah.
Trayvon Austin, flipping of the field from the special team.
Yeah.
That was a major factor. That was a major factor in that game. And Babe Laufenberg, I heard him this morning. He said, you think about it. If you really think about it, Jason Garrett, somehow, he got the Seattle Seahawks number.
He did. That was a hell of a game right there.
They always have a tight and close game.
Right. That's true. Mm-hmm. That is true. That's all I was just kind of wondering, like, I see Dak is good. I just don't see him like he's good and compared to like other elite quarterbacks, Super Bowl champs like Aaron Rodgers, like you're saying. But I just didn't know like how it would transition with all the holes we got to paying him all the money to like, you know what I mean?
For a little comfort, and I know it's just stats or what have you. When he went toe to toe with Aaron Rodgers, every single meetup, Dak Prescott outperformed him. It's just that the end result wasn't the indicator there.
And we also
ain't talking about Dak Prescott. We ain't talking about Dak Prescott throwing multiple interceptions. I'm talking about literally outperforming Aaron Rodgers. But I'm not saying I don't want people to say, "Man, Law is saying that Dak Prescott is better than Aaron Rodgers." But what I'm saying is that I mean, if you give this kid some defense, I think that you will see a different caliber of play with the Dallas Cowboys. That's been our missing hole. It's been our missing hole.
And then they're always saying, the offense got to take care of the defense. Hey, let's just build that defense. Let's build a solid defense. We're always saying that's like been like that for 5 years. Let's let the offense take care of the defense. No, let's just get an elite defense. Because once you go deep into the playoffs, you need an elite defense.
No doubt, man. From the 5-5-9. What else you got for the show, man?
That's all, man. That's all I wanted to talk about, Law.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, man. I give you a war chat, man. Salute, bro.
This is Sparta!
Good call from the 5-5-9, man. Great call. Great conversation today, Cowboy Nation. Great conversation for those who not even Cowboys fan. Really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Really do. Really, 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 really do. Let me see if I can pull this right. We've been live like 95 straight, no commercial breaks, man. If you guys love the show, man, the best way you guys can support the show is hitting that like button, sharing this content. And if you want to, I'm not begging you to, hit that subscribe button. Follow this channel. It's not easy talking Cowboys, especially we heading down the path of nowhere, right? The path of the avoided part of the season. So it's difficult, Cowboy Nation. Give a shout out to those that's in the chat, man. Really appreciate you, Israel, JT, Steve, Stefan, Todrick, Alexander, Jay. Really appreciate you all for tuning in to this thing. Let's continue to grind. Y'all, you guys share this thing. I know I got some Facebook people. They're not communicating tonight. It's too late for them probably. But all of the Facebook community, man, I really appreciate you all that's watching. The Periscope, the Twitch, we're live on all of those platforms right now. And due to the nation that we are able to do this, right? To be live on multiple platforms and talking and spitting our mind. And you guys already know, Jermaine already know. He already see what I'm about to do, man. He are putting the fire out there, man. Hey, let's continue to grind and shine. I talked to you guys in the AM, and we're going to continue to figure out ways. Maybe a week and a half from now, we'll have a draft show set up with some mock drafts, and we'll have all of your thoughts, all your opinions out there. There we go. And I just want you guys to write this down. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you could trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or lied about, don't deal in lies, or hate it and yet give way to hating, and yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise. If you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster, write that one down. And treat those two imposters just the same. If you can bear to hear the truth you spoke and twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your whole life for, broken and stooped, and build back up again with worn out tools. Cowboy Nation, I come here to tell you guys, if you can do those things, man, oh man, nothing is impossible. Nothing. Let's continue to grind, to shine. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go.
This is Sparta! This is Sparta!